It's time for your KC's inspiration. Back, go back with me to Proverbs chapter 11. Proverbs chapter 11. I'm gonna try and close this out tonight. Proverbs chapter 11 and the 17th verse. Verse. Proverbs 11 and 17. When you have it, please indicate by shouting amen. And I'm going to be reading from the Passion Translation tonight. Proverbs 11 and 17. Proverbs chapter 11, beginning at the 17th verse. It says, a man of kindness attracts favor, while a cruel man attracts nothing but trouble. A man of kindness attracts favor, while a cruel man attracts nothing but trouble. Evil people may get a short-term gain. Listen, Proverbs. But to sow seeds of righteousness will bring a true and lasting reward. A son of righteousness experiences the abundant life. But the one who pursues evil hurries to his own death. The Lord can't stand the stubborn heart bent towards evil, but he treasures those whose ways are pure. Talking about folks that like to do things, but when we're on the other receiving end of it, it doesn't look fruitful to us. He said, evil people may get a short-term gain. Verse 18 is talking merely in the wages of deception. Talking deception. Talking but to sow seeds of righteousness will bring a true and lasting reward. Verse 19, a son of righteousness experiences the abundant life. When they say a son of righteousness here, they're talking the one who is pursuing it. Experiences the abundant life, but the one who pursues evil hurries to his own death. The Lord can't stand the stubborn heart bent towards evil, but he treasures those whose ways are pure or wholehearted. Look at watch 21. Watch verse 21. Now we're going to get something deeper. Verse 21 says, assault your neighbor, and you will certainly be punished. But God will rescue the children of the godly. When it's saying assault your neighbors, it does not mean you are beating them It is talking on the basis of, if I use my neighbor in a different manner, if I kind of put them in a place they don't have no business being. Can we talk truth tonight? Verse 22. A beautiful woman who abandons good morals is like a fine gold ring dangling from a pig's snout. True lovers of God are filled with longings for what is pleasing and good. But the wicked can only expect doom. Let's go all the way to 31 here. Generosity brings prosperity, but withholding from charity brings poverty. Those who live to bless others will have blessings heaped upon them. And the one who pours out his life to pour out blessings will be saturated with favor. This literally means the soul of the blessings. When it says it is saturated, the soul of the blessings is merely going to grow fat. People will curse the businessman with no ethics. But the one with a social conscience receives praise from all. Which means if I withhold produce, I'm cursed. But if I release it, I am. Blessings will be the head of the one who sells it. What does that say? That means I shouldn't keep everything. Again, talking about storing things up. Living your life seeking what is good for others brings untold favor. But those who wish evil for others will find it coming back on them. Let me read that one more time. Let me read it one more time. Let me read it again. Living your life seeking what is good for others brings untold favor. In other words, if I seek things not just for me, but for my brother, for my sisters, there's some things untold that I've never imagined to see. But wait a minute. While I'm waiting for this untold thing, I cannot go and wish things on my brother that I would never wish on myself. I can't go wishing death on someone that I wouldn't wish on my own child. That a lot of us wouldn't wish on our own children. Can I talk truth here? Now here's a big one. Keep trusting in your riches and down you'll go. But the lovers of God rise up like flowers in the spring. The fool who brings trouble to his own family, this is the part I wanted to hit, will be cut out of the will. I know that doesn't sound too good. The person who brings trouble to his own family will be cut out of the will. The family servant will do better than he. When they say the family servant, they mean someone will who is willing to do something for the family. Willing to take the shirt off his back and do everything he or she can, will do better than he. But a life lived loving God bears lasting fruit. I gotta bear some fruit. For the one who is truly wise wins souls. It didn't say the one who is what is truly wise gets all the money. If the righteous are barely saved, what's in store for all the wicked? What's in store for all of the wicked? If I can add a title to this one, I'm gonna give it this: a God-shaped life. I'm gonna keep our title if I can. We'll go ahead in just a moment, but I want to keep the title of the fruit of righteousness. First Peter chapter 4. Excuse me, First Peter, chapter 4 and 18. First Peter 4 and 18 says, if the righteous are barely saved, ready? Notice what it says. It does not say that if the righteous are saved. It says the righteous are barely saved. What will become of the wicked and the godless? First Peter, the comparison, right? That doesn't seem right to the church. Ready? For some, oh, prophet, that doesn't seem right. Ready? Because everybody who comes to Christ is saved, prophet. When they receive Christ, everybody who comes to Christ is saved. I wish y'all helped me tonight. Proverbs 11:17. I gave you the Passion version. Please don't get mad at me when I give you the Message version of all this. The Message version says in 17th verse, When you are kind to others, you help yourself. Once again, our subject, the fruit of righteousness. Proverbs 11:17 says, when you are kind to others, you're helping yourself. When you're cruel to others, I'm hurting myself. I'm cruel. When I'm cruel to somebody, when I'm cruel to my neighbor, I'm hurting myself. I'm delegating myself to an image that God has not called me to. When you're cruel, when you're kind to others, you help yourself. I would rather help myself, want to help myself, than hurt myself. Uh-oh. Bad work gets paid with a bad check. Good work gets solid pay. Which means, again, going back, when I do the right thing, it compares it to us expecting our checks weekly or bi-weekly. We see there were jobs, there's jobs that'll pay you off of the work you've done, how much work you've done, and if you've done the work well, they give you a bonus on top of that. I not only work for UPS, but I work for a company that if I don't get something done in an amount of time, it doesn't seem logical, doesn't seem right, but my pay is affected if I don't do the job correctly. Just like with any job, if you go to a place and you don't do this job correctly, somewhere along the line you are reprimanded. So let's apply that to us operating in what God tells us here, operating in wisdom, because bad work gets paid with a bad check. Oh, y'all, can I be real here? If we do bad work, why are we expecting a clap from our boss? Why are we expecting our managers or superiors to tell us, you know what, you did a good job, even though you didn't do what you were supposed to do? You know what? I'm gonna give you your pay, the pay you agreed to. That's just like us asking our parents, well, Mom, Dad, I didn't do this, but we had an agreement on my allowance. Yeah, but the agreement said, oh, y'all forgive me here. If I do what I was told, if I do what I was told, and I do it in the right sense, and I do this, and more importantly, if I do it with wisdom. We got to stop going to jobs and then telling the boss, listen, you gonna pay me what you agreed to. Guarantee you, almost all of us can say we wanted to say that. We wanted to tell them, you either way, you gonna pay me for what I've done in here. Ready? We've been doing the same thing with God. See, we can't expect God to say, well done. It's going to sound wrong. And we don't try him. We don't test him. Bad work gets paid with a bad check. See, we get so upset when we don't get the proper money in our checks. We actually call corporate office saying, listen, this place isn't paying me correctly. But hold on. Proverbs says, good work gets solid pay. Solid pay is because of the work I've really done. In other words, with the solid pay, I'm getting paid for what I did. Y'all, let me move on. Take your stand with God's loyal community and live. Now, Proverbs gives us an option here, or you can chase after the phantoms of evil and die. That one. Verse 20, God can't stand deceivers, but oh, how he relishes integrity. But how he relishes integrity. I'm gonna go a little farther here and say not just God relishes integrity, but a lot of people relish it. When something is relished, something is honored. It's honored. See, above all, integrity means you take this seriously. You take what you've been called for seriously. You take the matter that you've been chosen for seriously. Proverbs 21 goes on to say, now this is the one a lot of people are not going to like me for. Says, the wicked won't get off scot-free. And God's loyal people will triumph. In other words, they're saying, don't think that just because God didn't say anything, God didn't do anything, God didn't disturb anything, he didn't see what you've done. Like a golden ring in a pig's snout is a beautiful face on an empty head. Listen, that ring is beautiful, but Proverbs says you got to remember what this ring is sitting on. What the ring is sitting in is not that beautiful. The desires of good people lead straight to the best, but wicked ambitions end in angry frustration. The word of the generous gets larger and larger, and the word of the stingy gets smaller and smaller. The one who blesses others is abundantly blessed. The one who blesses others is abundantly blessed. This is those who help others. And Proverbs says, curses on those who drive a hard bargain. Driving a hard bargain means that you have to do something cruel to think you can get what the other person got. Well, maybe if I do it this way, maybe God will be pleased with me. Message version says, blessings on those who all play fair and square. The one who seeks good finds the light. The student of evil becomes evil. This is dangerous. This is something we gotta listen. We gotta take heed to. I'm trying to move on. A life devoted to things is a dead life. A life dedicated to money is a dead life. A life dedicated to cars is a dead life. A life dedicated to nothing but houses is a dead. Clary is a dead life. It's a stump. Referring to a tree stump because when someone has chopped down that tree and there's nothing left but that stump, there is nothing left for growth there. The life's been taken from it. Y'all, why are we trying to activate stumps? Why are we trying to activate stumps?